Hello Cancer friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Cancer specific report for Jupiter in Gemini. This is going to occur from May 2024 through June 2025. So what we're going to talk about here will be in effect for that whole year. What we're going to talk about here is what it looks like when Jupiter, the great bringer of luck, the great expander, brings growth and all of these awesome possibilities to what's called the 12th house. And I'll define what that means and many different ways I can see you having this manifest. But I also want to note that we are not going to cover Jupiter in the sign of Gemini, which is going to be bringing manifestations for all signs. So it's very important that in addition to this report, especially for Cancer, that you listen to the Jupiter in Gemini for all signs report. Podcast friends, it will be in the podcast list underneath, somewhere in there. YouTube friends, I'll post it in a playlist afterwards. Also for both podcast and YouTube, I'll have the link in the notes underneath so that you don't miss anything. Okay, so I want you to have a nice complete picture of understanding this. This is a 12-year cycle, so you can think back to 12 years ago and see what types of expansion along the lines of what we're going to talk about took place before. And this is also a seed planting time, so you'll probably see a lot of expansion and growth along the areas of the 12th house that we're going to talk about. But if you don't, just remember that any seeds planted now can grow anytime over the next 12 years. When Jupiter is in Pisces or the 12th house, we want to add all the Jupiter rules and all the Jupiter key points to the energies of Pisces in the 12th house and the energies of Neptune. And we will get the potential combinations of a Jupiter transit in that placement, which are unlimited types of manifestations, but I'll just show you how to apply the equation and you can start to understand this in a bigger way. So the 12th house is one of the houses of the unseen worlds, intuition, metaphysical studies, connections and communication with guides and angels and archangels and fairies and animals and elementals of all sorts. All become more important than tangible endeavors, okay? Or start to increase in importance. Conscious work through dream time is also very much indicated now, and an expansion of intuition in your relationship with intuition is, a really big piece. Any dream work that you do, lucid dreaming, anything having to do with using your dreams to heal, to access your subconscious mind, the collective unconscious, is all very well indicated now. Your dreams might be more vivid, and you having productive outcomes from them are also more likely. Past life regression, hypnosis, working with subliminal recordings, things like affirmations and divination tools and processes, and other forms of deep inner work that work on your psyche, but also acknowledge the connectedness to all things. Meditation are amazingly beautifully accentuated at this time. And you might notice that synchronicities are likely to increase and become your norm. Synchronicity is one of the big languages of spirit. It's the way spirit communicates to us to tell us that we're on the right track. And your awareness of synchronicities and your relationship to and communication with are more likely to increase. So the awareness that there's a cosmic soup from which everything springs, the Akashic records, all of these things are areas that are highlighted that Jupiter will diversify, bring luck to, bring amplification in addition to, and could even bring some excess. And you could change your philosophies. So meaningful interactions with others may have a more spiritual basis. This is also a time for things behind the scenes. So people could be working in your favor and you won't even know it. You taking on more of a focus on privacy and protection and security is also, more likely now. Clandestine relationships, interactions, projects, the need or drive to protect something that you're working on or someone that you're connecting with might be, an area of focus for you. So this time is a time to lay the groundwork within the deep recesses of your being and behind closed doors, doing it behind closed doors, so that when the time comes to present your new offerings, or your way of being or your awarenesses, then you will be rested and ready. And this is a time of rest and retreat. So understanding this can be very important. If you are usually ambitious and Jupiter is transiting in this space and you are not ambitious now, this could be why, because it's a placement of inner ambition. It's a time of rest and renewal and retreat and sabbatical and asking deep questions and pondering and feeling. Quiet time and time spent in nature. We mentioned meditation, prayer, silence are all really supported and expanded, amplified by Jupiter at this time. So Jupiter's presence here brings enrichment to your inner world in a way that makes it feel more real than aspects of your, more tangible experience. Well, the 12th house in this Pisces energy can also rule fears. So you could have an increase in anxiety and fear that comes up, but again, Jupiter's presence here is bringing benevolence and protection to help you remember that you can rid yourself of fear and step more fully into faith and trust, because it does actually also rule faith, this area. Okay, and the more you can conquer your addictions and fear, the more free you will be, right? So there could be a lot of grace in this situation of addictions, and I don't mean just the addictions of the senses that we tend to use that word for. I mean addictive thought patterns or criticism of self or the addiction to fear. All of those things can be blasted through, and your connection to the higher power and your latent inner power can profoundly change your perspectives. And understanding that the profound effects of changing your perspective can completely change your life. So we've got art and creativity and artistic endeavors expanded as well. And this 12th house rules the connectivity of all things. So it's the place where we are all one. And the belief in that, the feeling in that, the knowing of that, the blurry boundaries between life and death and us and someone else. There's this commingling energy can be amplified in very fulfilling ways, and also can be excessive, and you might have to set some boundaries and clear your energy to try to get, own your personal space a bit more. If you resonate with my work and you want more free content from me, make sure to subscribe if you're on a podcast so you don't miss anything. Also, you can search in the podcast history and you'll see a list of everything that I posted recently. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click the bell. I've heard if you don't click the bell, I won't show up in your notifications. And I post pretty regularly, so you don't want to miss anything. So make sure you click the bell, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you want to have one easy place to see all of my podcasts and videos, go to anniehelpsyou.com/astrology. This is my player that I have, the podcast player and the YouTube player right next to each other. And if you are on the player on this page, just click in the top right corner on these three lines and it will reveal the playlist there. And you can scroll and see. Sometimes you have to scroll way far back because there's a lot of stuff I post. And if I do ever post anything on this player page that is a time-stamped situation, then any info about the timestamps will be somewhere right above or below, and there will be other instructions or other things on the page. You can always check out my eclipse playlist on that player as well, depending on where you're at in the eclipse cycle. There can be information for your sign and in general there, so you can just click there on the player as well. If you'd love to have more dates that are relevant, my sweet and salty date list, my monthly written astrology review given to you 1 month early, my monthly mini astrology lessons, special promos, private promos, blog updates, go to anniehelpsyou.com and put your name and email address in the slots there. And you will be joining my free VIP community. You'll also get my 28-day virtual coaching program for free called Shine, and that is very, very helpful. You'll also receive one of my subliminal recordings called Relax, Unwind, and Let Go. So lots of goodies for my free VIP community. You can see that at anniehelpsyou.com. If you love astrology and you love how I teach, you will love my astrology certification course. So on the anniehelpsyou.com page, you can see this up level link, and this will show you my basics course. And it will show you my very detailed, very comprehensive Become a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course, where I can take you from any stage you're at and help you to read charts adeptly and to earn money from your love of the stars. I have been a coach for 20 years. I've been teaching astrology. I'm an astrologer for 20 years. And I've also been an entrepreneur for longer than that time. So all of that shines through in this course. You can take this course even if you want to learn astrology just to help yourself and your friends. But if you want to earn money, I can definitely help you do that. You can put my over 17 million channel views to work, all of my experience and expertise in this course. If you want early content, written horoscopes, how to handle difficult transits, and so much more, you can click on the upgrade button and join my secret star portal. And of course, we talked about how to join the free VIP community there. I hope you have a wonderful time until my next video, and I'll be back with you soon. Bye.